he left the Mavericks at the Knicks game early at halftime. I want to know from you guys, is this an ominous sign? Of course, Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson made an attempt to come back from their injuries while this team was in crisis mode. But did Josh Hart come back too early? Jalen Brunson says this loss, it was embarrassing. Mike Brown this morning or late last night said that he implemented some significant changes that he expects to impact this team in a positive way. Also, we have a game against the Nets tonight. I will be breaking that down, giving you my preview, letting you know if the Knicks will lay an egg. But if the Knicks don't get a victory tonight, will heads roll? Will there be major changes? We're going to talk about that and more on this episode of the Blue and Orange Breakfast Show. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. And you know the vibes. Tell a friend that we live, man. Welcome to the Blue and Orange Breakfast Show. Man, definitely smash that subscribe button. Like the video early so more cool people could check out this video. And if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel. We got an action-packed morning show. And listen, it's been a rough couple of days, I know, but I'm optimistic, man. I still think we could turn it around. Big time salute to all the people in the building early. I see you. Salute to all the mods. Maxine, she may be in the chat, but she won't be doing the world news today. But no worries. I'm going to be holding it down as I always do. I see a couple of cool people. Darlene, salute. Stevie Nicks, salute. Big time salute. I appreciate all the support and all the love. As far as this show, couple of things I would like to share early on. If you do have something you would like to share on the show, you want me to break it down, all you could have to do is send a super chat. You could do it via Cashapp if you like. The Cashapp is $TheObjectiveFan. Let me know your thoughts, because sometimes, especially on the morning show, you can't call in. A lot of you guys are at work. So I still want to give you guys an opportunity to participate in the show. Also, to bring it back to where we are tonight, we will be doing a post-game call-up show. I look forward to that. And if anything crazy happens throughout the day, I might pull a 3-show a day kind of vibe. So, be on the lookout for that. Always check out the live section of this channel. That's where we get down. Okay. So just to let you know what's up to come. Now, I'm going to get started with this show. Now, I talked about this yesterday. I'm trying to see if I should go into research mode for this. I talked about this yesterday that James Dolan, he actually left the game against the Mavericks. And at the time, we were talking about Karl Anthony Towns and, the rumors that they may be looking to trade him. And, man, it to me kind of came all full circle, and I'm explaining why. I think I want to get this on the screen so y'all can see it. I'm trying to find the article I had. If not, I just have to explain it. But basically, Hoops Rumors, they did an article about Towns getting traded. They said that the Knicks were reportedly, looking to trade Towns to other teams. So in that article, there was a quote from Stefan Bondi and also Steve Popper, how James Dolan, he left the first half of that Knicks game, right? He left and he never returned. This is the first time this happened since 2019. This is back when Dave Fizdale was the coach and they were getting hammered. He left, and literally later on that week, Dave Fizdale was dismissed. He was out of here. Bye-bye for Moose. And then, of course, Steve Mills was let go not too long after that. Now, we all know Dolan did a show on WFAN. First time he's done like media outside of course, the Roommates podcast or whatever. And basically in doing the show, he bragged about this team, how this team is it. This is it. There's no other moves. This is the championship run. And for him to be literally have to eat his words right after he does that interview, as the Knicks have gone 2-6 or 2-5 since that interview, man, will heads roll just based on that? Was that an ominous sign? That's something that we can talk about a little bit later as well as we develop this show. But I'm telling you, man, something is going to happen. Now, will it be a major move? I doubt it, because I think that it's too premature to do a major move right now, even though it's the deadline. I think that you have to give the majority core of this group till the end of the season. But if you can get a player like a Jaren Jackson or somebody really good to help, improve this team, I say go out and do it. This is all about getting better. It's all about making adjustments. It's all about improvement. And so, man, I'm hoping that, they don't make a rash move based on emotions because they have egg on their face. Now, I don't think Dolan is involved with any of the, the team dealings from a basketball operations standpoint, but that is something to look at because the last time he did that, somebody was fired. Okay. Let me get to my next topic really quickly. So I'm actually going to go into research mode for this one. Bam. If this is your first time to the channel, I put everything on the screen. I don't freestyle. I don't fib. I make sure I get you guys the most accurate information. All right. The Knicks struggles cause Josh Hart return from injury versus the Mavericks. Now, I'm not one to make excuses. I don't like the excuse factor. Oh yeah, we didn't do this and and this person was hurt, and so because we didn't have this guy, we lost. Or I'm not the number one excuse guy. You feel me? I feel as though when you lace up your boots and you get out there with boots, shoes, and you get up out there and you hoop, there is no excuse. I personally don't want to hear it because everyone has injuries. Everyone has guys in and out of the lineup. Everyone has to persevere. Everyone has to adjust. So you are not in a more exclusive place than any other team in this league. And in fact, there are teams with more injured players than you. Now, yes, I would say the Knicks are probably one of the top teams in terms of maybe in the top 15 and having players in and out of the lineup, without a doubt. But we're not using that as an excuse. Now, did Josh Hart come back too soon? The New York Knicks are currently suffering through a tough patch, and it's already reflecting in the way players are handling their health. Having lost 9 out of 11 games, the room to make mistakes is completely gone. That's facts. Every game now feels like it's a must win. Yes, tonight is a must win. And if you just joined the show, we will talk about that a little bit later. But every game is a must win. Facts. Okay? The pressure situation made Josh Hart make a comeback against the Dallas Mavericks, even though his ankle was not totally okay. The loss, 114-97 at home. And rather than being about a quick change, Hart's comeback represents the level of desperation this team has reached. Now, I said this probably on one of the shows. We do so many shows. We're live every day. So, make sure you subscribe once again so you don't miss out. But man, you shouldn't need Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart to beat the Dallas Mavericks. It really got to that point of desperation where we're like, okay, we need to win. And I don't think nobody picked us to lose that game. I did many shows and we talked about it. And most people said, oh, we'll probably lose to Philly. We'll lose to Sacramento. I didn't hear no one say we're going to start off losing to Dallas. So this is something that it bothers me because we don't want to use the Josh Hart injury as an excuse, right? Could it be a part of it, a reason why, a fair reason why Josh Hart's performance was compromised? Possibly. But once you tie them shoes and you get on that court, we don't want to buy no excuses. The point that I'm saying is this collaboration between Brown and Leon Rose, they may have made a mistake here in letting Josh Hart come back. And this is what he said. I want to be out here to try to help the team as much as I can. So the team's recent struggles did influence my decision a little bit. A combination of that's the competitive and impatience that I display, Hart said before the Mavs game. But where is the GM and where is the people who are in charge for setting up the lineups and saying, you know what, Josh Hart, we want you to relax because we're going to need you for the long haul. So I know you feel as though you're ready and you want to help us. How about you wait a couple of days and come back later, right? Because the energy these guys had, of course you can't see what the future is going to be, but the energy these guys had, at least you would have had the convenient excuse. Oh, well, Hart wasn't there. That's why we lost. I don't like it, but at least it's better than what we've seen. Because now we see everybody together healthy for the first time, and it looks bad. Okay, the Knicks were 3-6 when Hart was not playing, and that period is a major explanation for their record dropping. Simply put, they do not run the same without his rebounding, defense, and wing energy. I just want to remind people of that. Josh Hart definitely is somebody who, if the team stays constructed as it is, he has to start. The team is better when he starts. They all came back. Clearly, there's something going on. And, of course, we talked about Jalen Brunson last night. If you didn't watch that show, I mean, we did two powerful shows yesterday. We talked about the cat being traded, reports. And then we also talked about being mentioned in names, not traded, but mentioned in deals, potential deals to certain teams. We also talked about Jalen Brunson and his leadership last night. And so the players only meeting. I'm hoping that these things work out in our favor. And literally, I think for us to feel good as a Knicks community, I think we have to blow out the Nets by 30 points. I know I don't normally care about blowouts, but I think tonight is the night you go out there and you put your foot on their neck, because Knicks Nation right now, we're not as optimistic as we normally would be in these times, because the Knicks have, consistent. Well, recently, I'm gonna say not consistent. I'm gonna say recently dropped the ball. But are we dependent on Josh Hart? We highlighted this question before. Are we dependent on Josh Hart? And if we are dependent on Josh Hart, is that a problem? We return after these messages.
Most basketball fans watch games and talk loud, but they're not really seeing anything. They're reacting. They're repeating what they heard. They're not analyzing. They're not breaking it down. You want to be different? 82 nights. Over 200 pages where you document what you actually see. Break down rotations, track patterns, game to game, highlight the players making moves. When you put it on paper, you start seeing what actual fans miss. Your predictions improve, your insights get sharper, your basketball understanding jumps. You stop sounding like everyone else and you start speaking from knowledge. That's what this channel is about. That's what 82 Nights is about. Link in chat, elevate your game now.
For a limited time, go get the 82 Nights soft cover for $37. It's on sale now. Go cop that. All you have to do is go click the link in the link tree and check it out, man. And this is it here, the official basketball intelligence system. Expanding your basketball knowledge beyond the horizon. Okay. So I'm gonna jump into Jalen Brunson and a little bit, kind of getting on Brunson a little bit, not from a negative standpoint, but bringing it back to Jalen Brunson. He says last night that he kind of laughed it off about his ankle. He said that it's kind of funny. It's embarrassing to say versus watching this trip over my own 2 feet or 1 foot, whatever. It's that simple. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me that Let me show you guys the quote once again. I didn't realize I was in the research mode, but yeah, it was an embarrassing to say versus watching, right? Just trip it over my own damn feet. Now, it is a concern to see a guy hurt the same ankle twice in the same season, but his kind of speedy recoveries, because the first time he came back quick, the second time he came back quick. In this case, I don't think this was a Josh Hart scenario where, oh yeah, we might rush you back a game or two because we need you. I think he's actually 100%. And he looks like it. You don't see any movement compromised or nothing like that. I think Captain's probably going to go on a crazy game tonight because of, the Nets are just inept. But we'll talk more about that net game in a second. But I'm telling you guys right now, I think Brunson will be okay. I don't think this will linger on. You may see some load management. I wouldn't be surprised of that. I know I don't think they said there was any minutes restrictions on either Hart or Brunson. But at the same time, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. And if they decide to load manage Brunson and say, hey, we'll play you in back-to-backs, but you might get 30 minutes in the first night, and then the second night, 32. Maybe we'll just limit your output and production minutes-wise because we just don't want you to overexert yourself and put you in a position to hurt that ankle because fatigue, not necessarily more minutes. Fatigue is what causes injuries, a greater and enhanced chance at getting injuries. So that's why rest is important. Not necessarily load management, but rest is always going to be important. And so what do you guys think about that? He taking a place of humility and just to like piggyback this on his leadership, because we touched on it last night. I summed up part of the leadership thing with Brunson and the fact that he takes accountability, right? He has humility. Those are qualities of a leader. And I think that Jalen Brunson, he has a little bit of that Mamba mentality inside of him. And I really, truly believe that these Knicks will go on a major run. I really do believe it. And I'm not just saying it with delusions of grandeur. I'm saying it because I'm looking at this schedule, and I know they had a bad night against Dallas, but a lot of people have bad nights. I mean, we didn't lose to the Charlotte Hornets, the Oklahoma City Thunder. They lost to the Hornets, and I think they lost to. Did they lose to the Jazz? They lost to another bad Western Conference. I can't remember if it was the Jazz. I know they lost to the Hornets, but OKC has had moments where they didn't look like that number one team. So yeah, I mean, I feel as though these Knicks, they have a favorable run, and I just want to pull it up on the screen really quickly. You got Brooklyn tonight, which should be a win. Philadelphia in the revenge tour game, we owe them. They beat us twice. Sacramento, same thing. Even though they've been playing better basketball, they're still overall not a great team, and we owe them. These should be wins just based on pride. The Toronto Raptors, we got to keep our foot on their neck. We beat them twice already. We should win that. Portland, we already beat Portland in Portland, so why can't we beat them in the Garden? Los Angeles Lakers, okay, they don't play no defense at all. All right? And so, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Then you have Washington before you get into your next tough stretch. We should win a lot of these games. When you're looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? And then maybe, Denver might be a tough one, or maybe you lose one of these in the middle here, but then you get all of these games. Like, we should go win 7 of these next 8 games, just based off talent, just based off history in the season, and how our level of pride and ego. I know people speak bad on ego, even though ego doesn't really exist, but ego from a standpoint of, I'm him. Like, we are the best team in the East, and we are not showing it, and we hadn't shown it since maybe the 30-game mark. right? And that's questionable there. I would say we've been the best team in the East. If you really want to be more accurate, probably I would say right after the cup. Like once the cup hit, that's when it was downhill. But we were the best team in the East right up until the cup. By the way, before I open up the phone lines, if you do have a message you would like to share with the chat and with me so I could read it out, you can definitely go ahead and send the super chat, Cash App. I will read whatever message you have on the screen if that's your desire. When I open up the phone lines, I know some of you guys can't call because you have work. It's okay. We will also be able to accommodate your voice and what it is you would like to say. All right. To bring it back to this, I listen, man. They got to get it together. They got to get it together, and I'm gonna go into my next topic, which is Mike Brown. Oh, I got another topic too. It's not on my list, but I'm gonna add it. This is another good one, and then I'm gonna segue this into my other Mike Brown changes, the changes they plan on implementing. But this is another good one. I don't think we really got to discuss. I mean, some people called in and voiced their frustration with this. This kind of went over my head because I was kind of interested and focused on some other things. But Mike Brown, he was hugging Draymond Green during the post game, and it didn't sit well with people in New York. What say you? Is this something that you want to go back to discuss? I was going to move past this, but this kind of was like it's not a big deal, but it's something that did transpire. And from Ramona Shelbourne, right? She says, oh, no. This is not from Ramona Shelbourne. This is somebody talking to, this is, who is this? I don't remember who this was. Hold on. Let me see if I could go to X. Hold on. Let's see if I get the original X joint on here. But they were having a conversation about the Knicks, and then, oh, this was Ramona. Okay. So Ramona, from what I understand, that didn't land well with a lot of folks there in New York. People not happy with Mike Brown after the Warriors game when Draymond tripped Cat. What say you? Is this another sign of a rift? Not just between Mike Brown and Towns. We spoke about that before. But is this another example of the Knicks just not being one cohesive unit? Is Cat feeling some type of way about these events? Is he really feeling some, like, we got to ask these questions because we don't know. But at the same time, does Cat look at this and be like, yo, these guys don't have my back? Like, my own coach is going to hug this guy and he's reveling in it. Okay. Because I think I'll play a little bit of it. See that? Like, look, you see that? He tripped him. See that? You see the trip? And then now it's like they hugging and kissing on each other. As I understand they got a relationship, but right now we are New York Knicks. That's the hug right there. See that? And people had an issue with that. Now, to Mike Brown's credit, or not to his credit, but to, like, be a little bit of devil's advocate here. Maybe it was an off-guard scenario because he was talking to Steph, and then Draymond came in and hugged him, and then what are you going to do? You're going to push him away? I might have said something to him. I might have still gave him a pound because that is my man's in them. We have a relationship, but I would say, yo, what you did to Cat, that wasn't right. We can't co-sign that. But, salute to you, good game, keep it moving. But when you hug him and it's like, we're going to act like what happened to Cat didn't happen, a little bit weird to me. You feel me? A little bit weird to me. But I'm gonna segue this into my other Mike Brown topic. Okay. And I'm just thinking about, like, potential red flags, triggers that can cause us to be like this. It may seem like a small deal to some of us, but that could be a major reason, a major roadblock in the locker room. I don't know. But I know a couple of people called. I remember my man Mellow Mike called up. Big time salute to him, channel member, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. He called up And he was like, yo, Mike Brown hugging on Draymond? Like, what is this? And I felt the energy, but I kind of looked past it because only because Towns says he chooses to respond with love. I could never get that quote out of my mind when he had the opportunity to slam Draymond for his comments about why he was absent, being there for his fiance, Jordan Woods, during troubling times. And that was Towns' moment to say, yo, I don't like that guy. I don't want to talk about that guy. I think if Towns would have handled it like that, maybe the other guys would have handled it like that. But when he says, I'm going to respond with love, and then all the people who think Towns is soft, that right there made it hard for, I think, a lot of people to really have beef with him. Because if you're going to respond with love, then we're going to respond with love and give him that. See, I am the objective fan. I call it down the middle. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm on the Knicks side. That's my team. But besides that, if the Knicks are doing something wrong, I'm going to call them out too. The bottom line is, if you have an issue with a man and it's a time to address it, you have to address it. And I don't feel like Towns did that. Yes, he tried to keep it on the court, which is the professional thing to do. But these guys all have relationships. This is the AAU culture. And, it is what it is at this point. Guys have relationships. You can't be mad at guys for wanting to embrace other guys. Okay? But big time salute to Maxine, the super producer. I see you in the chat. Definitely, we will get to the morning wake-up call in a second. All right? Right now, I'm cooking. I'm running through some topics. And then we'll talk about that Nets game as well. If you're here for that, I will break down that Nets game. Unfortunately, I had to do my research on the Nets, which is never always fun because since they're a New York team, I can't watch them on condensed games. So I actually had to watch some goddamn Nets games. Oh my God, it was just a terrible experience, but an enlightening one. And I'll get to that in a second. But Mike Brown, to keep it on him, he says that ready to implement significant changes. What are these significant changes? To get out of the ugly funk. One thing about Mike Brown, and somebody said this, maybe he's too nice. Maybe he's too accommodating. Maybe the decision to start Josh Hart wasn't his. I know he said the assistant coaches, they were telling him to do it or whatever. But was it really the assistant coaches? Or was it Josh Hart? Because also they had a meeting right before that as well, Josh Hart and Mike Brown. Was it Josh Hart flexing his muscle? Was Brunson involved? I don't know. But the decision to start Josh Hart was definitely something that Mike Brown wasn't fond of, at least at the beginning of it. At least at the beginning of it. And then, of course, in the media, in the press, he says, yes, Josh Hart's my guy. Da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. Well, what are these significant changes? Is it Josh Hart out of the starting lineup? Is it playing bigger guys instead of playing all these 6'5"? Now, granted, they hadn't ran the PG lineup since Brunson and Hart. No, since Shamet got back. We hadn't seen all the three-point guard lineup is when he played Deuce, Kolek, and Brunson together. All 6'2" and down together. 3 6'2" guys on the floor, and you wonder why you're getting cooked in the cross matches. You wonder why your transition defense is trash. Because you got Deuce McBride leaking back, trying to get back against 2 guys because nobody else is running. And then if you do get 2 other guys running, what's to stop Jalen Johnson or anybody with height and size from going up and catching a lob? Those guys ain't going to stop that. We need some bigger guys on the floor. Of course, you're going to always have mismatches and cross matches, and most teams don't really exploit it except for in transition. In transition, that is the time when if you have small players on the floor, more than likely it's just numbers at this point. You're going to have a smaller guy guarding a big guy. And by default, if the average, I don't have the average height of a small forward off the top of the head, but let's say the average small forward is 6'7", and you got even Jordan Clarkson out there guarding somebody 6'7", 6'8". What do you think is going to happen? It's going to be a terrible cross match. I remember when we first went up against the Phoenix Suns. They got this kid named Fleming. This kid is a bona fide athlete. 6'9", plays defense, And literally, he had a backside alley hoop dunk. Why? Because either one of them, Kolick or one of them guys, was matched up with him, and he decides to run to the basket. What are you going to do? 6'9" dude decides to run to the basket and jump in the air. It's an alley hoop every time. So hopefully, we play more size. I don't know. He said after Monday's blowout loss to the Mavericks at Madison Square Garden that he had some idea what he was going to do. I remember that. Y'all remember that in the post game? A day later, as he began implementing the plan, he was stronger in his sentiment. He said, listen to this. So no excuses. We made significant changes on both sides of the ball to help them, Brown said after practice on Tuesday. All I'm saying is we don't have to overhaul anything. Wait, what does that mean? You just said we made significant changes, but you don't have to overhaul anything. Listen, you got to listen to when people talk, man. I obviously, if you just read these first lines, that's a big contradiction. Significant changes, but not overhauling anything means nothing's going to change. I could read in between the lines, sir. Now, it doesn't mean that we won't do better. It doesn't mean that we won't go on a nice little run. But I'm just saying, man, is this part of Mike Brown's, he's just a nice guy. Nothing wrong with being a nice guy, but Pat Riley, would you say he was a nice guy? Jeff Van Gundy, would you say Jeff Van Gundy was a nice guy? Look at some of the coaches, the greatest coaches in NBA history. Would you say they're nice guys? We don't need nice guys. We need guys that's going to be stern. Not to say that you won't listen. I'm not saying that. That's not the makings of a good coach. What I'm saying is you need to be a little firm, my brother. Is this a result of the collaboration? Oh, yeah, we need a coach that collaborates. Is that a puppet coach? Is that a coach that doesn't really have the ability to do exactly what he wants? I'm a little concerned. Just a little. Because he says you make significant changes, but we didn't overhaul anything. Huh? Okay. Throwing it out the window, but we made some changes. And like I said before, my staff has been great. When you go through this, you tell your players to look in the mirror. It stands with me. I've got to look in the mirror. Okay. I respect that. Of course, he wouldn't go into the specifics, right? But we'll see it tonight. You don't got to say nothing. I'm cool. I'm cool with less words. I'm cool with Leon Rose not saying nothing, but I do got my eyes on you, Mr. Leon Rose. Like everybody's looking at Brunson and everybody's looking at Mike Brown and everybody's looking at Towns. I got my eyes on you, Leon, because you said that our singular pursuit is a championship, and this team has not looked like that in the last 11 games. So is this a result of the collaboration? That's my question. All right. And so we know the NBA Cup curse is real. It's not an excuse, but it is real. All of the teams that won the cup has gone down in the flames. And it makes me feel like if the NBA doesn't make significant changes, you're going to start to see teams not even care. You're going to start to see the Charlotte Hornets win the cup championship because that's all they got to play for. They don't got nothing else on the line. This is a championship on the line we got here. And did we settle for NBA Cup championship? That is the question. And I hope that's not the case. I really do hope that that's not the case. But we will see. We will see. As far as anything else, I mean, that's the gist of his comments. If you want to read this article, it will be on the Substack, but you could also just check out the New York Post. And this will lead into my next question, and then I'll open up the phone lines. Will heads roll if we lose this game to the Nets? Will heads roll? Now, we talked about this briefly on the previous shows, but it wasn't a topic or nothing like that. It just came up in calls. So that's why I thought about it. You know, we woke up. You know, the Blue and Orange Breakfast Show is a show that is based on level-headed conversation. You wake up in the morning and, you know, you're not as emotional. You let go of the previous performance. So you come on here and you just have conversation. And so when I really had a chance to sleep on it, and you could separate the emotions from that moment, I don't think heads will roll. I think you would have to get blown out again, right? I don't see us getting blown out by the Nets. They're just not a good team. But what say you? Let me before I get to the phone lines, I'm gonna come back after these messages.
Real question. Do you actually know basketball or do you just watch it? Because most fans watch games and talk, but they're not breaking anything down. No tracking, no documentation, no real analysis, just reactions and baseless opinions. 82 Nights changes that though. Over 200 pages to analyze what you're watching, track rotations, break down patterns, highlight players, take actual notes. That's how you go from someone who watches to someone who knows. That's how your basketball IQ levels up. Link in chat, hardcover or soft, stop guessing, start documenting today.
For a limited time, go get your 82 Nights soft cover for only $37, man. It's on sale now, so go cop it. Hit up that Linktree /TheObjectiveFan. The link is in the chat and in the description, but now is the time to call up and have your voices heard. The Knicks wake-up call, and the lines are now open. 646-995-8389. Call up to be heard and voice your opinion. I actually do have a caller in the queue, so I will get to this brother. But keep the calls coming. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. All right. Hold on. 2 seconds. Hold on. I'm going to get you back, brother. I see you. Phone line's bugging out, but I got it. I fixed it. 646-995-8389. How's it going, man? D from LA, man.
Yo, you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. What's going on?
I'm Gucci. Two
Yes,
things.
sir.
I'm
Okay.
gonna keep two things. Number one, I will not be shocked if the Knicks lose to the Nets tonight, because the Nets are a foundational identity of what the NBA is going towards anyway, which is youth and speed. I mean, don't forget, the Nets did draft 5 players in the first round this draft.
They definitely did. And a couple of them are nice. I mean, you might not know their names, but yeah,
Exactly.
They got some game.
Exactly, right? And that's the thing. If they got 14 players, 15 players that they could just keep subbing in and just going full speed, if the Knicks lose, it is what it is. It will still signify why we keep losing, though, because the teams that we lose to move the ball better than we do. It's just that simple. So if we lose, it's not going to change anything about what I think about what McBrown is doing, because the core is still going to remain the same. And the reason why they would possibly beat us is because of that same thing that we keep losing to. I do want to ask, and I don't know if this has been brought up yet. It probably has, but it's the first time that it came to my mind. What if Cat is purposely tanking his value until after trade deadline?
So he won't get moved? I mean, it's a possibility, bro.
Right? He's already paid.
Right.
It doesn't change anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe it's an extension or something, but, I could see him doing that. I wouldn't see why he wouldn't. Why wouldn't you tank your value until after trade deadline?
Right. I see y'all want Giannis. You shot me for Giannis.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna just drop that thought in there. I'm gonna let y'all know.
All right, man. Peace, man. Oh, really? I wanted to ask one question before you went.
No doubt.
Do you think that do you believe Mike Brown changes will have an impact on this team? Because he's saying that they made significant changes, but they didn't overhaul anything. I don't know. You could explain that to me, because I thought the overhaul was major changes, but maybe I'm just looking at it wrong. What say you?
Well, so if that is, do I think it'll change anything? It depends on what he changed, and I will add a layer to that.
Okay.
He better have a better spine than the guy who hugged Draymond Green after the game if he made certain changes that are drastic.
Right.
Because you can't, if you're going to make certain changes that are drastically going to change how we play, maybe not you said overhaul. If you're going to make bold changes, then you better be able to be bold enough to stand by them, because that sounds like some people are about to be pissed. Some players are about to be offended by their new roles. So if that's what you're gonna do, just you can't be the same smiley Google Gaga guy who was, hugging Draymond after he basically calls your team out every day of his life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and if he makes changes, if it works, it's not even about if it works or not. It better work.
Hey, bingo, man. I appreciate you, D. What time is it out there? It has to be real early out there.
Yeah, it's 7:57.
Wow. I appreciate you calling, man, and have a great day at work. Right, take care, brother. Salute. All right. That's my man D from LA. Big time salute to him. Anybody else wants to call up? The phone lines are open. 646-995-8389. This is the Blue and Orange Breakfast Show. Of course, we got that 82 nights on sale. Limited time. Go check it out, man. We got the soft cover. This is the hard cover as well. You could go get it for a nice price. And like I said, once again, this journal will definitely take your game to another level. It'll make you consider things. I guarantee you, it'll make you consider things you never considered before as a Knicks fan. For me, it's helping me uncover so much. My favorite section of the journal is players to watch out for, because when I watch these teams and you discover these guys, like, who the hell is this? I'm talking about like the 10th, 11th, 12th man on the bench. I've seen so many different players, like that Fleming kid from Phoenix, the Caldwell kid from Sacramento. Like, it's a lot of talent in this league. And then, when you go back and you get this, because, every year you could get a journal, right? Because, we always got, basketball to watch and to document. And when you look back at this stuff, like, yo, man, I remember I had it in my players to watch section way back in the day, when Caldwell was a rookie and he only played 12 games. And now look at him. He's a multiple time All-Star. It's just a way to reflect. So now when you're having conversations, you could be like, man, let me go to my journal real quick, man. You on the phone with a buddy? I'm gonna go to my journal. Let me see what happens. So yeah, definitely check it out. Like I said, the link tree is everywhere. I'll get it back on the screen if you need to see it. Linktree/TheObjectiveFan, and go get yours now. All of the items that we have on this channel that we offer can be found in the link tree. One simple link for everything. I'm going to give a big time salute to all the people in the building. Continue to smash that like button, okay? And tell a friend, we are live. I see you, Mellow Mike. Big time salute. I see everybody early. Salute to all the channel members. We do got another caller. Hello, caller. JJP. I'm not even going to say caller. JJP NYC in the morning. Let's go. Where are we right now? Talk to me.
Peace.
Big time salute.
Why do these guys have to get along?
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Okay.
What they got to get along for? Michael and Scott ain't get along.
That's a fact.
Rodman ain't get along with none of them.
That's a fact. Kobe and Shaq. Let's go. Let's cook.
Kobe
Let's go.
And Shaq. Maybe Penny and Shaq.
Maybe.
Robin and Kersey. I'm not Robin. Excuse me. Drexler and Kersey.
Yep.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? They professionals. Let's go.
What are we talking about here? Hell, half of y'all out there don't even get along with your wife, but you make it work.
Yo, I love it, JJ. Let's go, JJP. Oh, man.
Come on, man. It's like, do I got to be on fire every single call for these guys?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You never know. You might get clipped. Yes, you got to bring the fire.
God, darn, man. No, don't have to get along. You just have to have a common goal at the end of the day. You don't have to get along. So yes, OG and Mike Brown could go and talk to, what's his name, to Draymond Green. Do I like it? No. Is that old school? Yes. Right. Has AAU culture moved away from the whole, antagonizing or not getting along with the other team? Yes, it has. It's a different culture. I've accepted that. I understand that. Times change. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same. But what does, well, except for what I just spoke on.
Right.
Teammates don't always get along.
Right.
And they're never going to always get along. Now, in junior high, high school, college, you go down the line. So what is this whole, these guys got to be chums? I don't get it. You go to your job. You don't get along with certain people, but you go to them and be like, hey, ABC 1, 2, 3. Because why? Because none of us want to get fired.
Exactly.
But that's the problem. None of these guys get fired.
Right. They get raises and higher pay.
Yeah, they just get transferred.
Right. And then they could get their bosses fired.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, yo, JJP, you also onto something, because I kind of was going there with Mike Brown being nice. Like, yo, we don't need nice. Pat Riley wasn't nice. The greatest coaches, none of these guys are nice guys. Where we got to be nice from? And then you added the player element. Let's go.
Right. And listen, I dropped it in the chat. Is Mike Brown Hornacek 2.0?
Ooh, okay. Damn, we going in,
Matt
JJ.
Barnes
I love it.
He's too nice. Matt Barnes said, yo, this guy's a pushover. I can't stand Matt Barnes. I can't stand Steven Jackson. But I can't refute the experience directly with the coach. I can't refute
That's
that.
facts. That's facts. Maybe on to something, JJP.
I mean, come on. They asked him the question, will Mike Brown succeed as Knicks head coach? In Matt Barnes' words, I'm not cussing, hell no. He's too nice.
Hold on.
He's a pushover. Guys would sub themselves
right,
in
he
and
did
out.
say that.
So when you brought up the Hart conversation, him and him had a heart, I guess. And Hart was like, I'm starting. That was the conversation. That based off what Matt Barnes says.
JJP, you made something clear for me. I forgot who that was. I can never remember the player. Matt Barnes. Now I got it in my memory banks. He said that.
It's clipped right there on YouTube.
Yeah, no, I seen it. I just couldn't remember who said it. Okay. I could never remember the name, but you're right. It was Matt Barnes. But I do get my last question. With everything that we just said, if we lose tonight, will heads roll?
I don't know. I don't know, because like I brought up in the call prior to, this is a different situation. You just can't get rid of the guy.
Right.
You just can't make a trade just to make a trade. It's like it's so touch and go. It's so confusing to me. I don't know. I just think I think if they lose, they lose. If they lose tonight, I would not be surprised.
Right. See, that's the problem. So I'm preparing Knicks fans for that. But JJP, I appreciate the call. Yeah, I appreciate the energy. And yo, man, have a great day. All right. Big time salute.
Man. All right. Peace.
All right. JJP NYC always bringing the energy. One of my favorite callers, man. But I appreciate everybody who calls up. I appreciate everyone who's in the chat. Definitely continue to smash that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel, man. Listen, it comes with a lot of perks. I have a lot of members-only content. I'm going to be getting back into the members-only lives as well. So look out for that. But, you know, priority reply to comments. Members always getting shouted out. So that's why I scan the live chat to see who's there and give you a big time salute, because the members, you guys are the fuel to this channel. Like my man Mellow Mike, my man New Day Entertainment, Mark in the building. Hopefully you doing well. Of course, JJP NYC, who just called up. Big time salute to you. Of course, big time salute to the super producer, who also just so happens to be a channel member. You know, definitely subscribe once again, like she says. But keep the calls coming, 646-995-8389. Hey, Mellow Mike in the building. On cue. Uh-oh, we lost Mellow Mike. Let's see if we get him back. He might be on the move. Listen, I understand people at work. That's why I gave you guys an option as well. If you want to, you know, send a donation because you got something to say, but you can't be on the calls, you can by hitting the Cash App or the link tree or even the super chat. You know, whatever one you prefer. Of course, we prefer the Cash App because it goes directly to us. But I do got another call. If Mellow Mike, if you need to call back, call back. Yuri in the morning, what's going on? Vampires wake up? They got
Yeah, no,
vampires
no.
in the morning. Let's go, Yuri.
Nah, I'm at the shopping, Pop. I'm at shopping, waiting for my pops to get out. I figure I'd give the call in
Okay, let's
finally.
go. Let's go.
Yo, all I'm gonna say is this: if the Knicks lose this game tonight, all hell is going to break loose,
Ooh, okay.
and I
Okay.
mean all hell. You might even see Mike Brown get fired.
You think so?
I think so. It's gonna be that bad.
Damn.
Even though I said there's no way to go fire Mike Brown, there might be a good chance tonight if they fire Mike Brown.
Wow. I wouldn't be surprised because we've seen it before. We've seen Dolan leave at halftime and guys get fired. That's history. You know, that's the history of
That's
it.
history.
I didn't make that
We've
up.
seen it before.
We've seen it before. You know, not to say that in this case he'll be the one doing it, but maybe it's like, yo.
He probably told me,
Indirect
yo,
pressure.
get that man out of here.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Leon, man, what are we doing? And then Leon's like, I got to do what I got to do. But yeah, I agree. I think it'll be something major. I'm not sure about Mike Brown, but yo,
Because I never knew about James Dolan leaving and not coming back after halftime. I never knew about that.
I only found salute to Hoops Rumors. I get on them for their titles because I feel like they be adding a lot of sauce on it.
Right.
But there's a method to their madness. But that article was very well written because they were trying to say because of that, not necessarily will Brown be fired, but will Cat be traded. We talked about that yesterday. But
okay,
yeah, that was crazy.
I would have predicted 3 things. 1, Mike Brown's out of here. That's number 1. Number 2, a big trade's gonna happen. Because it looks like a shakeup's needed.
Right.
3, Leon Rose is probably on a fucking hot sheet.
Just watch the language. I know. Listen, I feel the passion. But let's go.
Leon's on a hot seat for one reason. 1, you fired this man because he got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Regardless of what happened in Game 1, even though I said fire him, I still wanted to keep him.
Right.
He was progressing every year with this team.
That's true.
And 2, I really don't care if he lost the locker room. I still would have kept him.
Really?
Yeah.
And even compromising the wow. Okay.
Who cares? You don't like him? Get off my team.
Wow. So give me your final thoughts on the changes really quickly. Do you feel as though the changes? He said he's not overhauling anything, but we made significant changes. If that makes sense to you, you could map that out.
That means that people are out of here.
Ooh, okay.
Salute, Karan.
Big time salute. All right. I do got a call from the boss. I got a call from the boss of this show, the Jim Dolan of this show. Hey,
Hello.
Maxine in the building. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Listen,
I thought you was going to make an appearance, but I was glad to hear your voice.
Yes, I'll be back with the local and world news another day. You know, our next Blue and Orange Breakfast Show snippet. But I just wanted to get on this call to shout out our MVP Super Champion donors. I wanted to shout out their names real quick. I didn't want to forget them. So we have Esco Harlem, shout out to you. Parish Duggar 7937, shout out to you. And lastly, Super Chat donor MVP Hakeem the Dream 3298. Shout out to you, y'all. Y'all the real MVPs. And thank you so much for the support.
Big time salute, Maxie. Did you also say my man Rock from the ATL? If she didn't, big time salute to him. He also sent in the Cash Apps. So yeah, that's a new segment we add into the breakfast show. We will, if you do send in a donation, we will always give you a special highlight because this is independent media and we do appreciate all the support. So wherever you guys send, no matter what it is, it always comes in handy. And I appreciate Maxine for pushing through and calling up because I didn't think that she would be able to call up. But yeah, keep the calls coming. 646-995-8389. We do got a caller. Hey, what's going on, Mellow Mike? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I just went straight to voicemail before.
No, it rang. I seen it. I picked up. Maybe I hit the end button. Hey,
So I was like, okay, maybe they'll call back. I was like, I don't want to interrupt the show there.
I would have got yeah, call back. If I don't get you, call back.
No
But
problem.
I always will, try to at least make one call back,
There
especially
you
in the
go.
morning, because I know you guys are moving. So
Yep,
talk to
yep.
me, man. What's going on? Where you want to go?
So a lot of things lingering for me is just I want to see what Mike Brown has in store for the team, what really drastic changes or changes that he's going to do coming out tonight with the Brooklyn Nets. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be the end all tell all as far as where is this team stand? Are we going to respond like our backs up against the wall, or we're going to continue spiraling down? I think the dog days of the January month, I think that's kind of played out. Listen, we got to get it together.
Right.
We got to get it. I'm tired of that.
Screw the excuses.
Yeah, exactly. There's just too much riding on this year, and obviously everybody picked us in the beginning of the year, to make it to the final. So we got to live up to that. Do I understand that we'll have some obstacles to deal with? Absolutely. I know that this discussion or meeting that Jalen has hopefully should be sufficient to get this team up and running and get these guys back on the saddle. And hopefully Mike Brown, what I want to see from him is definitely to be a little bit more sterner on those sidelines, having these guys' backs, and more than anything, be trying to be more of a backup to Cat. Cat, I think, doesn't feel like he has his back, and also to kind of make the adjustments accordingly to cater to his game. I've been listening, especially last night, into this morning, a lot of the, ideology of the, driving to the paint and spraying out to the threes.
Right.
Some things are okay with this team, and some things are not. I'm hoping that Jalen Brown is maybe the team themselves, and maybe have submitted some ideas that can kind of where they can come to a medium and have an understanding where, listen, we want to run it, but we want to run it a different way that kind of caters to us, which is the fellas. They've been there the longest. Mike Brown is the new coach, and when you shake up the tree too much, man, it can also be a disaster instead of a blessing.
Exactly.
So you got to work with the guys, and I said this last night, I'll say it again. This is Tip's team. And regardless whether I liked him or not, you know what? He got us to where he got us last year. And you just can't just come down, kicking walls down and, listen, we're going to go do a whole new scheme of things. I don't feel like it applies to this team. And again, just hopefully it'll work itself out tonight. And tonight's going to be the statement game. I pick him to blow out the Nets. So
thank you, Mellow Mike. Thank you. I see. Now I feel like I'm not delusional, man. I appreciate you, brother. I know you're on the move, doing what you got to do. I always appreciate your calls, brother. Have a great day, and we'll talk because I got to talk to you about something. We'll talk later.
No problem. Salute to the chat, and thanks for taking my call. Come on, take care, brother. You got
Salute. All right, my man Mellow Mike, man, representing Jersey in the house. Always a great call. Of course, Knicks Tape Madness Discord server, channel member. Big time salute to all the channel members. I'm gonna get into this Nets. So before I get back to the content, I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna get into this Nets and Knicks game, but I am gonna take a break though. I'll be back after these matches. So before I get back to the content, I do want to let you guys know I created a new Linktree page, linktree.com/TheObjectiveFan. All you gotta do is go there, check it out. I got all types of stuff on there. You can send me a super chat. You can buy 82 Nights Journal, everything that I'm pushing, my Substack link, my YouTube link, my TikTok. If you want to connect with me more, want to get my email address, everything I'm pushing is directly on linktree.com/TheObjectiveFan. Definitely go check it out. Scan the barcode, link in the description, links everywhere, and you will be able to access more of me. Now I'll let you get back to the content. But before I do, don't forget to subscribe. Like the channel, like the video, so more cool people can check out the video. But also, if you are a subscriber, consider joining the channel. All right, definitely check out the Linktree. That's where we get down on this channel. That's where all the information is. I did get a message from the boss, so I gotta respond. He says, "Oh, okay." So she wants me to go into the 82 Nights. By the way, 82 Nights Basketball Fan Companion. It comes with this 82 Nights Club, which one of the major features on there is the 100 Knicks only stats that you get access to. So she wants me to pull up what our outcome is when Jalen Brunson and Cat scores 20 points. So I'm going to go pull that up really quickly. And then I'm going to get into this Nets breakdown that you guys have been waiting for and let you guys know what I came up with in doing my assessment of the Nets. Am I concerned? We'll get to that in a second. But I just want to also share with you this stat, because if Mike Brown, one of the things he's going to have to overhaul as I pull this up is he's going to have to get Brunson and Towns involved more together in actions on offense. They're both two of the most prolific scorers in the game. Towns has shown prowess as a screener, except fouls. He fouls too damn much. But besides that, Towns has been pretty good. He's one of the best screen setters. Believe it or not, he's one of the best screen setters if you're just looking at stats. The problem is he just doesn't run it enough. And they need to run more of that. So anytime Jalen Brunson and Cat, they score 20 or more, okay? We are 12-6. 12-6. When they don't, we are 11-7. So yeah, we're still finding ways to get it done. But the biggest, most important aspect is we played over 40 games and they only scored 20 points together 18 times. Go ahead and get the 82 Nights Journal, a basketball fan's companion, to learn more about these stats. And, there's a lot of context. So when I get on this mic, I trust me, I see numbers a lot. I do got one more call. Hey, caller, let the people know your name and where you're calling from.
Super C, a.k.a. CeeLo, calling from Hempstead.
CeeLo from Hempstead, brother. What's going on? Talk to me, man. How you feeling? A lot that we talked about this morning.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good out here. I just got one thing to say about our Knickerbockers.
Let's go.
For me, it's the style of play that Mike Brown is trying to implement. And we may not have those players to run that specific style of play that he wants to run.
Right.
That's just for me. And then at the same time, my other part too is that you can't start two dudes when they lack defense. The effort on defense. They just play no defense. They try to, but they can't.
Right. Okay.
So when you have guys that's trying to hedge over and try to help them out for them playing Olay defense, like you got a bull with a red carpet, like, hey, here you go, free light, you know what I mean? They hedge over.
Right.
People becoming open. So you seeing people, you see the body language, like, come on, man, how many times are you gonna let this guy just get past you?
Right.
So now and then you see why they can't start Cat and Brunson at the same time yet. See, with Ted, he kind of knew that. So he started Mitch Robinson. He puts in Josh Hart.
Right.
To make up for those deficiencies that we may have.
Right.
So now you have Coach Hibbs for 4 to 5 years. He's gone. Now you have a new coach. But anyone thinking that we're going to win a chip or possibly get there with a new coach, a new system, something you're thinking wrong. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Doesn't mean that we won't be a good team.
Right.
But for me, there's a lot of things that I see that Mike Brown is implementing that we don't have those type of players to do that. We can't do it. Now, we're not saying that the players that we have aren't good, but for that system that he wants to run, like Golden State, you want to come over here and run Golden State. Come on, man. You want to run everybody.
Right.
Some dudes going to do that. They don't play like that. They don't play like
Good
that.
point.
That's what I do for the whole thing, and that's why they having problems. And everybody want to blame Cat. You don't understand what he's sacrificing for OG and Mikal Bridges for them dudes to get shots. So you blame him when he's getting 21 the last 2 nights when he had close to 20 rebounds and 21 points. What more do you want this man to do?
He was balling. He balling on the low.
He's balling on the low. The numbers, now you want to say his numbers look kind of, they should be higher. They should be higher, but he's sacrificing for team ball. So you have two dudes, this wing stop. I don't know what they stopping.
Themselves.
Themselves, but nobody want to mention them two dudes.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to mention them. They're not playing up. You got one dude that's making close to $40 million a year, or whatever it is, with OG. Come on, man. That's an all-star type of money. He's no all-star.
But he might sneak in with the whole international.
I mean, with the international thing, but okay. But
he might sneak in.
Whatever. That's entertainment. That's
entertainment, right? Yeah, it's not the traditional East and West. He wouldn't be on it. Yeah, he wouldn't be on it.
He wouldn't be on it. But you figure a dude making that amount of money,
yeah,
$200 million contract, you paying him like he's a second option. That's what I'm getting. Is there a second option? I don't think so. He's a three. What 3-and-D dude in the NBA is getting $200 million?
Not many.
Not many.
Not many.
Not many.
You don't get paid for defense in the league.
Yeah, and they don't make the All-Star team. The dudes that play offense and defense, those dudes is usually MVPs.
Bingo. Right. Like SGA. But yo, man,
Like
I appreciate
SGA.
the call, brother. Hempstead in the house. I got your number locked in. So when you call up in the future, I know you might have called up before, but I probably didn't lock in your number.
I called up before.
I recognize your voice. That's why. Yeah. I just didn't lock in the number, but I'm going to lock it in now, though.
Okay, good,
All
brother.
right.
I appreciate that.
Big time
Orange and
salute.
Blue skies. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, all day, every day. You know that? All right.
Yes,
Salute.
you did. Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate the calls. I'm gonna get into this net game. And then we'll see about coming back to the calls after that. But I want to talk about the Nets. I was preparing my I ain't gotta click on nothing. I got everything here. So, I did my homework on the Nets because I do my homework on everybody we go up against. And I'm gonna say I know I was confident against Dallas, but I'm going to tell you right now, the Dallas Mavericks, at least, they are top 10 defense, and they are the best three-point defensive team in the league. That's without AD in and out. That's without all the guys and Lively. No matter what, the Dallas Mavericks are still a top 10 defense, and they still are the best three-point percentage in the league. So you're not seeing that with the Brooklyn Nets. Okay? You're not. Now, Dallas is a bad offensive team, and they lit us up. They're the worst three-point shooting team, and they had the great night. The Brooklyn Nets take a lot of threes. They're top 10 in makes and attempts, but they're 21% in makes. Now, what we don't need, because the Knicks, we also are bottom 2-3 opponent three-point percentage team. We don't need another team that shoots 35%, shooting 40, well over 40%. Okay, we don't need that tonight. I don't think you get that tonight, even though I'm a little shook about the brother Cam Thomas. I'm a little shook. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I continue, big time salute to my man, It Me7695. He just became a hardcore Knicks fan. Big time salute to you, brother. I appreciate the support. If you guys do join the channel, all you have to do is hit that membership section up. Listen, it has everything for you. All the links, or the Discord. I mean, the discounts on merch, all of the content, members only stuff. Definitely check that out. Yeah, you want to join the channel because I'm gonna start implementing some more members only lives and really going hard with the members because I appreciate you guys. You guys are the fuel to this channel. But I just wanted to give a brief highlight to him. To bring it back to the Nets, though, we don't need another team that's not a good three-point shooting team. You know what? I might have to track teams, and I technically could do it. It's hard work, but I want to track teams who don't shoot the three ball well and their performance against us. I do track that. Hold on. Let me just double check that. I might give you a bonus stat from the 82 Nights Club. I think I do track that. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Record versus teams that are top. No, I track the opponent defensive percentage, right? So here's another reason why I'm kind of confident about tonight. So our record against teams that's bottom 20 in three-point percentage is 17-10. We usually beat these guys. We're well above 500. I'm praying that the Nets do not defy these odds, okay? And their defense for 3 points, because like I said, they're 29th in 3-point percentage defense. I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite. I'm praying that 17-10 stands and sticks, but we'll see. But no, what I want to track is our record against teams that makes the threes, not necessarily the 3-point defense on the offensive side. So I'm gonna put that together, that stat sometime. But so that's what you're looking at, the Nets, right? They also lost 1 out of their last 5 games. They did beat the Bulls one time, but Josh Giddey didn't play. Of course, we don't like to make excuses. We don't like to make excuses, but Josh Giddey didn't play. So the Nets have been horrible. If you want to see it, they've been pretty bad. The difference between, once again, like I said, Dallas and Brooklyn is defense. Dallas is a really good defense. Okay, I mean elite level defense. Believe it or not, yes, Dallas Mavericks, especially on the perimeter, they do a great job. The Nets are not that at all. They got Michael Porter Jr., who's their leading scorer, right? He averages 25.7, okay? And so this team shouldn't have the firepower. I'm going to get to that in a second. But this team shouldn't have the firepower to give us this much trouble. But if you look at both of these teams' last 5 games, you would say, damn, both these teams is terrible. We 1-5, 1-4, they 1-4. Okay? They beat Chicago without Josh Giddey. They lost to Phoenix. Phoenix crushed them. They lost to Chicago. Well, I can't say they crushed them. They actually show way more heart against Phoenix than we did. I want to say that. I felt like the Nets played harder than we did against the Suns, but that's a whole nother topic. Even though our game was closer. What else? They lost to the Pelicans. They lost to Dallas. I mean, hey, it is what it is there. I'm not saying those 2 teams are the greatest teams, but at the same time, they're all losses. So you don't have no excuse tonight. Tonight is the night. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? And we got to make it happen. Oh, big time salute to Randall for joining back as well. Salute to you, Randall, for picking back up your membership and becoming a channel member again. Once again, salute to everybody who joins the channel. Salute to everybody who sends in support. I do appreciate you. I do see you. And I will take the time out to salute the guys that's helped support. But I'm going to keep going. As far as the Brooklyn Nets, let me show you the firepower, because that's what I really wanted to touch on. I mean, they only got 1 player averaging 20 or more, right? And then Cam Thomas, Cam Thomas is a bucket getter, right? And I don't think we've seen Cam Thomas yet. We played the Nets twice. Let me see. Cam Thomas, as I look into my scouting report, I don't think he played the first 2 games. Just to stat check myself, we can. And, Cam Thomas is somebody who either he lights us up or he just is not he's just not good. It's one of the 2 with him. You can't go wrong with Cam. You feel me? It's one of the 2. It's either he lights you up or he doesn't. I don't see the first 2 games. The hell? Am I blind? All right, let me go to NBA.com. They should got it here. Okay, cool. So let me go here. Bam. Go here. Bam. I don't think he played. I just don't remember because I watch a lot of basketball. And I thought I took note of that. Yeah, he is not here, right? And then I don't think he also played this game as well. Let's see. Cam Thomas. Nah, no Cam Thomas. So this will be our first time seeing him. I'm concerned, bro. Yeah, I'm not concerned that we can win the game, but I am concerned about Cam Thomas going off for 40. That year. Now, he has been coming off the bench, but so who was that we played against that was coming off the bench and then they started him? Damn, I can't remember who that was. It was a team. We were going up against them. The dude was coming off the bench and then he started. It might have been Wemby the second time we saw the Spurs, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts out of nowhere. But they like this kid, Igor Demon. This kid right here. Let me tell you something. I was getting on the Nets because I'm like, yo, y'all getting a bunch of dudes who we never heard of before. This kid could ball. They were bragging about this kid at the time. They said that he has 9 games with 9 or more assists. And he's been balling, man. He has been, holding them down. He's been starting the last stretch of games for the Brooklyn Nets. And yeah, I feel, well, the last 29 games I want to say he's been mostly the starting point guard. What worries me the most about him is he's 6'8", and he's not a slouch on offense. He can get buckets. We've seen him before, but he can get buckets. And I'm going to say this too. This net team is a lot more confident and a little bit more better to me in terms of their comfort level on the floor. Like, they got 5 rookies, a lot of rookies. I think they probably play like 4 of them. I know Demon they play Traore, they play Wolf, and they play Powell for sure. Is Ben Seraph one of the rookies too? I think he's one of the rookies too. Yeah. Yeah, and this kid. So they play all five of the rookies get light on this team, believe it or not. And they all they show flashes. I mean, I don't think they're superstars at all. And I still think the Nets should have packaged these guys to go get somebody else. But when you look at them from a firepower perspective, and this honestly will help us get even more clarity, you can see here that like when it comes to firepower, it's no match. I mean, they put up 109 points a night. We're putting up 117.9 points per night. We out rebounding. We're +6 on the glass. We get more assists. To the brother who called up, or whoever called up talking about assists and ball movement, the Nets don't move the ball like that. No, they don't. They do got, like I said, this kid Demon. He's solid, but he only averages about 3.4 assists a game. To be honest, Nick Claxton averages more assists than him, and he to me is, he's solid, but he ain't the one. He ain't the one to galvanize the group the way Josh Giddey does. Okay, and yeah, like I said, they don't really got nobody really leading the charge when it comes to assists. When your center is leading the charge in assists and he ain't no damn Wilt Chamberlain, yeah, that just shows you how their offense is. And once again, they are a bottom 5 offense. They're ranked 26 in offense for a reason. So, yeah, that ball movement from the Nets, that's just it's not it. Trust me, and I watched them. Yeah, it's not there. It's not smooth like that. We average more steal. I mean, we just pretty much every stat we got them on. Less turnovers, better field goal shooting team, better 3-point shooting team. Hell, we even a better free throw percentage shooting team than the Brooklyn Nets. So, I mean, there is no excuses tonight. One thing I will say about the Nets, and this could be something that could, if the offense is stagnant, if the Knicks offense is stagnant, and we can't get to the line, is because the Nets do a good job in not really fouling. They're 12th in fouls, only 20 a game. But here's the key. They're top 10 in opponent free throw attempts and makes. They don't send you to the line a lot. So we need to draw the Nets into being, baiting them into some foul. I mean, Brunson got to get to the line. Towns got to get to the line. OG got to get to the line. Mikal, I wish you could get to the line. And that's another factor too. Mikal Bridges, this is his former team. Does Mikal want to go out there and represent and have a nice little bounce back game, putting up 40 against his former team? I hope. But yeah, that the free throws is something that is interesting. They don't send teams to the line, and we know the Knicks at times fall in love with the 3-ball. They fall in love with the 3-ball, and they don't attack the basket. What did I tell y'all? Yes, I don't mind the 3-point shots, but y'all got to get more 2-point shots. You have to get more 2-point shots. Another aspect to the game too is the Nets. They play at a very slow pace, 27th, way slower than us, and they don't get up a lot of field goal attempts. They're last in field goals, right? Field goals made. They only make 38 a game, and they only get 85.3 field goal attempts a game. Okay? So you're not getting much offense from this team. They don't get up enough shots. And then to take 85 field goals a game and only shoot 44% from the field, 45% from the field, that's horrible, bro. Like, you do not have, I'm not giving the Knicks no out on this one. This is a team that is just inept. They're not good, bro, at all. Okay, and like I said, Michael Porter Jr., he could light you up, but that's it. And Cam Thomas could light you up on any given night, but realistically, the Knicks should be able to overcome, these two areas, man. I mean, and then the last thing I'll touch on stat wise is the rebounding. Like the rebounds, we have a serious, significant advantage on the glass. While the Nets do a great job in limiting their opponents in rebounds, I do think a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's less possessions with the Nets. They don't play at a fast pace, right? They're not running and gunning. Now, they will gun, but they're not running and gunning, okay? And so when it comes to rebounds, this is why this number is not that bad, because there's less possessions, slowing down the game. So there's not enough rebounds for the opposing team, especially when they're only taking 85 shots, right? If they make 38 of that, there is some opportunities to get rebounds, but not many, because there's not a lot of shots getting up there. So I think part of that is the reason why they're so good on the glass. But where I think the battle will be is on the offensive glass. Okay? They limit the opponent to 10.5 a game. And that puts them fourth in the league. We know the Knicks are one of the top rebounding teams on offense, and just period, but on offense. So this will be a clash year. Knicks need to dominate the offensive glass. We need to see a good amount of Mitchell Robinson tonight, the best offensive rebounder in basketball. He needs to wreak havoc on this team. They got another kid who I like. I always liked this kid. Last year, when I was heavy into the parlay builders, this kid right here, Day'Ron Sharpe, he is a factor down there, bro. Don't let the average fool you. 7.9, 6.3. It's the Nets. They're bad. Let me tell you something. We saw this kid. He didn't really look too good, or he didn't really stand out, but he's been playing a lot better. He's been showing a lot more confidence in his game. He is 6'10", 265, a big dude. He likes to run screen and roll, right? And he's a solid rebounder. He's a solid 7 rebound, 6 rebound, consistent at that mark. So we got to watch this guy. He's somebody who could be a thorn in our side if we're not on our A game on the glass. But when you got Josh Hart, Mitchell Robinson, and Karl-Anthony Towns, that should be enough. Okay? And once again, their perimeter defense is really bad. So if the Knicks cannot score against this team, our offense is a facade. If we don't put up 120 points tonight, our offense is a facade. Okay? The Brooklyn Nets, right? They give up. I'm on the page. Let me go back. Let me see where they're ranking in the points they give up. So they don't give up a lot of points, right? So they give up 114, which actually is top 10. But that's because they play at a slow pace. We got to pick up the pace. We should plus 10 that, or at least 115, if I'm being fair. Okay, we got to if we are at offense with substance, we would get 115 points tonight. That's what I'm looking at. As far as the injury reports, there's no injuries on the Knicks side. So that means no excuses, okay? And on their side, the Sharpe kid is a game-time decision, but he's going to play. And Haywood Highsmith, he's going to be out. And he, of course, you don't remember Highsmith. He was with the Miami Heat. But, yeah, that's all I got for this Nets game. I think that the Knicks will win. Oh, by the way, salute to all the channel members that just joined. This is another thing we implemented. We got the Knicks Tape Madness Cup. I'm in a heated battle with a fellow channel member. His name is HRM the Great. And he's beating me right now because yesterday I didn't have half my guys in the rotation because they didn't have games. But I'm looking to bounce back. So this is another thing we do. There's always something fun for the channel members on this channel. And I'm always adding value. So, definitely this is the perfect time to join the channel. Okay. And I want to thank everyone in the building. Salute to the chat. Salute to the Supermod Maxine. Salute to all the good people, all the subscribers in the building. Definitely the 82 nights. Okay. Okay. On sale now. Soft cover. $37. You can't beat it. You get access to the 82 Nights Club, 100 Knicks stats, and more. man, you'll be missing out if you don't take advantage of this opportunity. And all you have to do is go to Linktree/TheObjectiveFan. Man, I am saying tonight the Knicks will have no trouble against these Nets. But I want to thank everyone and salute to everybody in the chat. My man JJP, NYC, let's go. Salute to all the other members. My man Mellow Mike. Salute to all of the callers that called up, you know, and all the new callers that called up. I do appreciate y'all, from JJ to Yuri, okay, to my man D from Los Angeles. Big time salute to all those guys, man. We will be back tonight for the post-game call-up show, win, lose. It don't matter. We're here. I want to thank you guys. And as always, until next time, let's go.